Hi my lovely Frosty fam, it's me, Karen Frost, here at Nail Decadence, and in this video I'm going to be showing you a little haul that I have. I was contacted by the lovely people at Born Pretty and they asked me if I'd like to try some of their bits and bobs, and I said yeah, sure, why not? And so this is what they sent me. I like this pink. This is a nice pink if you're doing French. So if you want your pink and whites, that'd be a nice, because if you just do one layer of the pink as opposed to two layers, it's kind of translucent. So it works well as a sort of cover pink for French nails. So pink and whites. Anyway, what was I saying? I totally lost my train of thought. Yes, lovely people at Born Pretty sent me some bits to play with, and these are the bits they sent me. So it's some gel polishes. They sent me these holographic cat's eye gel polishes, which are stunning. The camera really doesn't do these justice. You have to see these in person. These are beautiful, absolutely gorgeous in person, and I spend a little bit of time playing with these. I'll show you some more as we go along with these cat's eye holographic cat's eye polishes. They're just amazing, and they've got different colours as well. The Omnipotent one, this silver one, this is just that colour. But the other one that I'm going to show you, it comes in different colours. So yeah, but this is just, I fell in love with these. Absolutely fell in love with them. Now I haven't done my usual wear test that I normally do when I'm reviewing, because I'm not really reviewing it. I mean, this is Born Pretty. They've been around for ages. Loads of people have done reviews on Born Pretty, so I'm quite comfortable in trying them out without having to do a wear test, because I've seen so many other people use Born Pretty. They have a very good reputation, and for home users, you know, their reputation is very good. So I don't have any concerns about the quality of the products at all. So yeah, I've not done my usual wear test on these because I don't think it's necessary for these products. Everyone knows Born Pretty products, and we all know for the home user who can't buy professional products, these are very, very good for my at-home people, we'll say. Oh, this was the black one. So this is the one I was saying that comes in different colours. I'll put something up on the screen that will show you some of the other colours that it comes in. There we go. So yes, comes in all different colours of that holographic, just lusciousness. That is also cat's eye. It's just amazing. You have to see it in person. The dimension is just stunning. Anywho, they also sent me this purple, which is actually a really lovely tone. It's like a lilac-y bordering on blue kind of purple. It's quite lush. I was very happy with this colour purple, and I was deciding whether I wanted to play with the purple or with the pink for my design. So I tried out some of the the holographic silver cat's eye over the top of them to see how they would look, and I'll show you that in a minute. But first of all, I'm going to top coat all of the swatch sticks because I've finished doing 2 coats. Normally with cat's eye, I only do one coat. But because whenever I'm doing swatch sticks, it's force of habit. You do 2 layers, but really when you're doing gel polish, you'll do 2 coats of the colour, and then you would do 1 layer of the cat's eye. For some reason I did 2 layers of the cat's eye, but you know, whatever. Anyway, that top coat is very nice, very shiny, and it's tack free, as you saw. I just touched, because I wasn't sure whether it was tack free or not, because it didn't actually say on the bottle, but when it came out the lamp I sort of touched it and it was tack free, so you're good to go. No removing a tack layer with that top coat, and like I said, it's very shiny. It applies really nicely too. It's not too thick, it's not too thin. It's a decent, it's more on the thinner side of consistency, but it's not really thin, if that makes sense. It's a bit thinner than medium, but not as thin, if that makes sense. God, I hope I'm making sense. It's a nice top coat anyway. So I wanted to play with the cat's eyes a little bit before I went ahead and did my design. So as you can see, I wanted to try it out over the top of the pink, and as usual I like to play with the magnet and see what designs I like. So I'll do a few swipes of the brush over the top. It just sort of resets the magnetic particles, so you can just keep playing. As long as you don't put it in the lamp, you can keep sort of resetting it and playing with your magnets until you get to a design that you're happy with, which is really fun. And I get carried away, and then I always end up doing the velvet look anyway. I do it every time. I try all different ways with the magnet, and then I end up doing the velvet look anyway. But you know, it's fun to have a play. One of these days I may do something different than the velvet look. So far I'm not tired of it. It's just stunning. Look at that. Look at that rainbow effect. Isn't it gorgeous? So I did cure that in the lamp for 60 seconds, and then I top coated and again cured for 60 seconds, and this is it out of the lamp, and that is just 1 layer of that cat's eye. And then I thought I'd try it over the purple to just see what it looks like, and then I thought, oh, let me just turn the camera on so you guys can see what it looks like over the purple. Isn't that beautiful over the purple as well? Oh, stunning. Can you see the dimension? The camera seriously doesn't do it any justice. If you see this in person, the amount of depth you get from these holographic cat's eyes is just gorgeous. It's stunning. It's just, yeah. Oh, I would say a must-have for sure. So if you're interested in any of those gel polishes, do check out Born Pretty. There's a link in the description box below. Feel free to use my code naildecadence. That's capital letters, all one word, and that will get you 10% off your order. Okay, so let's get on with the design portion, shall we? I've prepared the nails, as in prepared the nail beds, applied the tips, blended the tips in, and now I'm going to apply the acrylic. So I'm just doing a basic set of acrylic nails, so it's just using clear acrylic to build the nails. Therefore there's no need for that thin clear base, because we're just building the entire nail in clear acrylic, because we're going to use the gel polish for the colour. So yeah, this is just your basic normal application of acrylic nails. There's no other way to say it. Yes, just basic application for acrylic nails. I don't count my beads. I've mentioned this in other videos. I don't count my beads. It takes as many beads as it takes, and that's that really. You could use a bigger brush and do less beads if you want. That's up to you. It depends on how comfortable you are with your acrylic system and stuff. I was using a fast setting monomer, so I like to go with smaller beads, so that because you don't, when you're using a high speed monomer, you've got less time to play with the acrylic before it sets up. So I prefer to work with smaller beads, especially when I'm using my fast set. So yeah, that's what I'm doing in this set. Give you some tips and tricks on your application, because you always want to start off with your clear really when you start practicing, because you need to get a feel for the acrylic before you start moving on to colours. With clear acrylic, it can be deceiving how much acrylic you're applying because it is clear. So on screen it may look different to how it is in person. So what I will suggest is that you look at the nail from all different angles, and you make sure that you've got your apex in the back third area, that your very free edge, the very tip of the nail, it's no thicker than a credit card after you've finished filing. So therefore, as you're applying the acrylic, you don't want it to be much more thicker than a credit card. You're sort of talking like 0.5 millimeter to 1 millimeter of play space for filing is all you need really. So when you're applying your acrylic, you're aiming for the overall shape that you want the finished nail to be, just a little bit thicker, so that you've got a little bit of a margin to file any lumps and bumps out, and you know, what have you. But what you don't want to do is pile on loads and loads of acrylic, because then you're going to be filing forever to debulk, and that's pointless, because it's a waste of time and it's a waste of your product. You know, no point piling on loads and then having to file it all away. Yeah, work smarter, not harder, as they say. So you'll see as I'm placing my beads, I am looking at that nail from all different angles. Also compare the nail you're working on to the previous nails that you've done. That way you get a more consistent thickness and shape to your nails, so that the set is more uniform and a set and a group, as opposed to each nail being a different shape and being a different thickness than the others, if that makes sense. So hopefully those little tips and tricks will help you out as you are creating your nails, because I'm assuming you've come to this channel because you want to learn a little bit more about how to do nails. So yes, obviously experienced nail techs know what they're doing and still like to watch nail videos. I know I do. I like to watch nail videos even though I've had experience under my belt. So yeah, it's not just for newbies, it's just maybe you're just watching for the fun of it. So regardless, you are welcome here, whether you're experienced or not, or you know, it doesn't matter. Everybody's welcome. Anywho, so on to the filing. The nails have set up, so on to the filing. If you're not interested in the filing, please feel free to skip ahead to the timestamp that was in the corner of the screen, and yeah, you can get to the design portion. But for my frosty filing freaks, here we go, because I know there are some of us out there that do enjoy watching filing. So as you can see, I start off with my hand file. I've got different routines, but I will only use one routine per set of nails, if that makes sense. So on this occasion, I used my hand file to file one side of the nail, so the underarch, the sidewall, move on to the next nail, do the underarch and the sidewall, right the way across until I get to the little finger, and then I switch sides, so I do the other side and the free edge, underarch, other side, free edge. Again, work my way back towards the index finger, and I'm looking at all of the nails because I do want to make sure that the nails are going straight, not wonky. So you don't want to file on one side too much or not enough on the other side. So do pay attention that all your nails are nice and straight. And once I've done that part, I move on to the cuticle area. Now I'm just using a cone bit. It's like a blocked off, squared off cone, tapered cone diamond bit to just go around that cuticle area. Make sure it is indeed nice and flush, because the last thing you want is a lip or an edge, because that's the kind of thing that your hair will get caught under and, you know, cause lifting and what have you. So make sure that cuticle area is nice and flush to the natural nail, so that as it grows out, you know, you're not going to have any lifting. You want it nice and sealed. And after I've done that part, then I just use my sanding band to go over the entire surface of the area. There wasn't a whole lot of filing to do because my application was fairly neat, so I'm literally just smoothing. The only debulking per se is just the very free edge where I wanted it just a little bit thinner, so you'll see me concentrate on the free edge a little bit more than the rest of the nail, but majority is literally thinning out the very free edge. I spend the most time there. The body of the nail didn't need quite so much. Again, like I say, look at the nail from all different angles. You want to look at it from the side, you want to look at it from on top, you want to look at it from down the barrel, whereas where you hold the nail up and you look down the very tip right to the back, sort of tunnel vision. You know, look at it from all different angles. Make sure your nail is nice and even and not thicker on one side than it is on the other. You know, all of that jazz. Just get a nice contour going. Once you get your application down, you will find yourself needing to file less and less and less, and that is wonderful. I used to file loads, but I used to apply too much acrylic and then I'd file forever, and it takes time for you to be confident enough in your application to trust that you are putting enough on and you don't need to put any more on, you know, to learn when to stop applying. That really does come with time. It took me a long time to work that out. I used to file like crazy, so yeah, being able to just go over with a sanding band just really quickly as opposed to, you know, using a carbide bit, the difference in the amount of filing is huge. So yeah, I find when I'm doing colours and stuff, coloured acrylic, I end up putting on more acrylic, so I file a bit more then. But when I'm just doing a basic set like this with the clear acrylic, it's easier for me to visualise how much acrylic I need on the nail. I don't know why, for me it's easier with the clear than it is with colours. It's just the way I work. But anyway, I have removed all the dust and gone over the nails with a bit of rubbing alcohol to just remove any of the moisturisers from the hand soap, because hand soap has moisturisers, so you do want to remove any of those oils from the surface of the nail. So use a lint-free wipe and some rubbing alcohol, get that off, and then you can apply the gel polish. Because these are enhancements, it's not going on the natural nail. I won't need a base coat, so no base coat, just go straight in with the gel polish. And this is that sort of French pink that I was talking about. Now you can see it's sheer, it's not an opaque colour, and it's not meant to be, because it's meant to be, you know, for French designs, like as in a pink and white, so it's not hugely opaque, and like I said, not meant to be, otherwise it would look pasty, if that makes sense. When you've got a nice French, it is nice for it to be slightly translucent in the pink. It just gives it a more natural appearance, if that makes sense. So apply that first layer, and then I'm going to apply a second layer because I'd like it a bit more opaque, a bit more full coverage. Just remember, with gel polish you want to keep your layers nice and thin. You don't want to put thick layers on. You want it to be able to cure fully in the LED UV lamp. You don't want it to wrinkle. You want it to cure all the way through, so do thin layers. That way you know your gel polish is going to cure in all the way and just not wrinkle. It's awful when it wrinkles. It doesn't look very nice. I didn't have any issues with this wrinkling, but I'm just saying it goes with any gel polish. You want to keep your layers nice and thin. Also, because of the thickness of gel polish, it's very easy to lose the shape of your nails by bulking it out with the gel polish. So that's another reason to keep your layers nice and thin, so that you don't lose the shape that you've just spent however long filing. So yeah, nice and thin. You can cap the free edge if you wish. Not everybody does. It's up to you if you do. I like to, but yeah, I don't cap on the first layer. I will only cap on the second layer, because I don't want to lose the squared off tips of my nails that, like I said, that I filed. So yeah. Oh, and now I've cured that second layer for 60 seconds, and now I'm going to apply this is it Omnipotent? Yeah, Omnipotent. That's such a hard word to say. I didn't have any hard problem saying it in the beginning, but for some reason it's tongue-tied me now. Anyway, I'm going to apply that, and I'm going to do each nail at a time and cure it, because when you're using cat's eye magnetic type polishes, the particles will start to settle back down if you don't cure them straight away. So I like to flash cure each nail as I go along, so that the particles don't settle back down, so that they stay where I've magnetized them to. So I'll put on a layer, I'll get my magnet out, I'll manipulate those particles the way I want them to go, and then I will flash cure to keep those particles in place so that they don't settle back down. And yeah, at the end I'll do a full cure, keeping this layer nice and thin. You don't need a thick layer, like I said. I mean, you could do 2 thin layers if you really want to, but you'll see I do only 1 layer in this, and the effect is just beautiful. It gives you a bit more depth if you do 2 layers, but after 1 layer I was quite happy with the effect, so I just left it at 1, but you can do 2 if you want. So flash cure that layer in place. Last finger. I actually did really well with my application this time. I didn't make a huge mess. You know, my hands shake. I surprised myself with this set. I didn't have to use my cleanup brush very often at all. I think I only used it once. That's got to be a world record for me. If you're like me and you've got shaky hands, keep your cleanup brush and some rubbing alcohol or some acetone handy, so that you can clean up the skin before you cure the gel polish in the lamp. So all the nails are done. I'll give it a full cure, and now it's time to top it off and keep it tough. Oh yeah. This is the best part, but because it's not a reveal, because I didn't do acrylic colours, because it's gel polish, it doesn't change the effect. The effect is still there. It just gives that glassy finish and protects that gorgeous holographic cat's eye lusciousness that I absolutely love. But it also means that we're at the end of the video. I do have some video footage and some photos at the end, so do stay for that, because the up close, oh, it's just lush, absolutely lush. So I'd like to say thank you very much, Born Pretty, for contacting me and sending me these lovely products. I have really enjoyed using them, and I will most definitely be using them again, because these cat's eyes are just stunning, absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, for sure I will be using these again. Here is the finished set. Look at that. Can you see the depth? I mean, in person it's even more colourful. It's really hard to capture this on camera. It's so frustrating. But yeah, in person it's so pretty. Anywho, I'd like to say thank you ever so much to you guys, my lovely Frosty fam, for coming to this video, spending some of your most precious time with me. I appreciate you ever so much. If you've not done so already, please subscribe, click the like button, leave me a comment if you want to. I'm happy to talk to you, but that is all I've got for this time, peeps. You take care now, and I'll speak to you all again very soon. Bye for now.